love that Frank Sinatra.
Frankie Blue Eyes. That's right.
Well, listen, our next guest is sharing some elevated cocktail ideas for St. Patrick's Day. An Irish whiskey, 3 different ways. 3 different ways.
Oh, joining us once again is Sean Flynn, Senior Editorial Director. There he is for Food and Wine. Sean, welcome back. Happy St. Patrick's Day. You shared with us that you are a Sean Patrick.
What is your full government name?
Sean Patrick Flynn.
Sean Patrick Flynn. Do you know where your ancestors, from whence they hail?
I do.
County Cork.
No, close. Wexford, so about an hour and a half south of Dublin.
Have you been there?
I have.
Wow. Have you found your ancestors?
I have.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, so I've got a fun story. So I was diving in, I'm actually working on a cocktail book about the history of Irish cocktails.
We heard.
Obviously.
A little birdie told us.
Exactly. So my plan with this is that I really want to focus on like the good cocktails that come out of Ireland. Everybody will say that doesn't exist. It does. You think of the party drinks. So the last time I was there, I did visit the place that I was that my family came from.
Oh my goodness.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wexford.
Yes.
Wexford. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So talk to us about these drinks, please. We're very intrigued.
So we've got a whole lineup, especially for today on St. Patrick's Day. These are great options.
Okay.
So you've got the Gaelic Punch, which is a warm drink.
This business.
It does feel nice and warm.
It's really great, especially during the winter season, because you use, which I haven't garnished it yet, so apologies. But you use a lemon wedge or a lemon slice.
A lemon slice with
cloves. It's just hot water, the lemon, and Irish whiskey. So it really complements the spirits of it. And if you like whiskey, it's the way to go. Exactly.
Yeah. May I?
Please dive in.
Did you know it's quality control?
Chin chin, or slancha as they say.
Slancha.
Or not.
I love you, Yippit.
First of all, the aromas when your nose dives in,
especially if you're sick.
Yes,
that's what I like to do. If, when I'm not feeling so great.
When you're under the weather,
under the weather, I need to go be alone in my man cave with my tonic.
This feels very adult.
It is, and the great thing about that is that's actually a batch cocktail. So it makes 14 drinks. So great for St. Patrick's Day if you want to elevate it a little bit.
Yes,
you can do it in a crock pot.
Oh,
make the ingredients, throw it in, keep it warm, good to go.
Not the crock pot.
Not Sean Patrick Flynn.
That is Sean Patrick Flynn teaching me new ways to use my.
I know, right? The best ways.
I love it. Okay.
And then we can't have a segment without an Irish coffee.
No. Please.
No Baileys in sight. I don't want to see the Baileys.
Thank you,
it's terrible.
Sean.
Way too sweet.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
Anytime. So the way we did it is this is kind of more of a classic way of doing it. So it's 3/4 ounces of sugar. You use 3 1/4 ounces. You're testing my skills. 3 1/4 ounces of coffee. You want to go with good coffee.
Yes.
1 ounce of really good Irish whiskey, and then you top with heavy whipping cream. Just like whip it a little bit. So you don't want whipped cream. You don't want just the heavy cream. You want like the in between. So I honestly I did it just in mason jar with a lid and just shook it up.
And just shook it up.
Yep.
Unbelievable. When you say good coffee, since I'm Puerto Rican and my children are Irish, can I make this with Bustelo?
I'd say, yeah.
Okay, just
if you said no, she was going to do it anyway.
I was going to do it anyway.
Not bad.
So this is, can we?
Please dive in. I've had enough coffee today already.
no, the limit does
and maybe
not
a little
exist
whiskey
for me.
too.
Oh, just a little.
I got to test it backstage.
Delicious.
Yes.
These are going to be.
Oh, that is a nice cup. Chris Lamb, this is what I would like in the morning when I come in here from now on.
Great way to start the day.
And these are going to be featured in this book you're working on.
They are. So all 3 of them are going to be.
How many cocktails will we find in this book?
About 50 cocktails. And the cool thing is that I started doing this. I was working on a totally different story. There was a hotel in Dromoland Castle. They do a genealogy thing where they look into your family history. I was talking to the woman about it, and she said that she's actually been able to pull cocktail recipes dating to the Middle Ages for like poutine, which is an Irish moonshine. So I've got like hundreds of years of cocktail recipes. These are going to be featured, and I'm very excited.
And we cannot go on a moment further. I don't know. I'm just realizing the sweater.
I had to bring my Aaron sweater today. Obviously,
come on.
It's
super
comfortable.
To your Irish roots.
Fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
This is fantastic.
I love it. Oh my gosh, she's really just showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Number 3.
Number 3. So this one I'm going to make for you while you can sip it. So this is the Tipperary.
Oh, I like this one.
This cocktail is probably one of my favorites. It dates back to 1916, and this was included in the Savoy cocktail book, which is kind of like the holy grail for bartenders.
Okay.
So you want to go 1.5 ounces of good Irish whiskey. I use Roe & Co. It's just got that kind of flavor profile, a little spicy, a little bit sweet. You go 3/4 ounces of green chartreuse.
Ooh, chartreuse.
Green
so get a little
chartreuse.
Bit of French in there.
Yeah.
And then
he always has the nicest vessels.
So these vessels are actually, Mamo is the company that does it.
Okay.
We love them. They're beautiful.
So do we, apparently. Because I Can't get enough of them.
It's
What's
not
this
bad.
last thing?
Sweet vermouth. So Little Italy. So it's kind of like a United Nations.
It's a meshing
United
of,
Nations, if you will.
Of a cocktail.
I
Yes.
love this. I love everything about it.
2 dashes of Angostura bitters,
Oh,
and you're going to want to mix it about 25 rotations. You'll see on the outside of the glass it's going to get a little bit frosty, and that's when you know that it's kind of good
That
to
it's
go.
ready.
Huh.
And then you
When
pour it
Sean
right in.
does this, it's so refined.
It is so elegant.
I try.
It is sophistication at its finest.
And it's also his tools. He's got the best tools.
in his toolbox as the artist that he is.
And remind us again what this is.
So
Don't forget your
it's-
garnish.
Won't forget the garnish. So
Which-
this is
Can we take a look at this fancy? I've never seen a citrus garnished as such.
Yeah.
Instagram. I get all the tips on Instagram, and it's really quick
and me
it's
both.
fun. Yeah. So cheers.
Cheers to, what are we drinking?
This is the Tipperary. So it's 1.5 ounces
Tipperary.
of Irish whiskey, 3/4 ounces of green chartreuse, 3/4 ounces of sweet vermouth, and then 2 dashes of bitters, and you're good to go.
Oh man. Oh man,
Tell you
that is something.
While
That
I
is
don't
good.
recommend drinking all of them in one sitting,
Maybe.
You
Depending
know
on the
what?
day.
You know what? It's St. Patrick's Day.
I was not
Each
expecting this to be so
delicious.
sweet. I love how it cuts the bitterness of an Irish whiskey. a
It's
little.
delicious. So this has a really great backstory. It goes back to 1916. The first recipe called for equal parts whiskey. Over the years, it actually kind of bumped up the whiskey, so you want to get that taste a little bit more. But in 1922, there was another cocktail book that came out that actually didn't have the whiskey. It was gin. Over the years, that's actually a bijou cocktail. It's a little bit different.
bijou.
So there's years and years of like history for this, and the recipe itself has changed so much. I found that this to be like, the best balance because it is sweet. You've got the green chartreuse pulls out kind of the spicy notes,
Yes.
licorice notes.
I do
And
taste
then
that.
The meshing
the
of the
Irish whiskey
cultures.
is very present, but not too present.
Right.
Not overpowering.
Good
You
job.
nailed
If I
it, my
had to
friend.
pick a
Thank you.
favorite, it's the first one.
I think the last is mine.
I'm also realizing that I totally forgot to do the shaved nutmeg on both of these.
You know what?
So
On
apologies.
live television, when you're
A
having fun,
shaved nutmeg.
So you go
Marisol?
over
have my-
which one?
both these two,
The first two.
Irish coffee and
Oh no, that is
This is
and the
elevation.
Gaelic punch.
that is elite. That
You know
is
what?
elite.
Ina Garden Who. You got this thing.
Sister,
Okay.
you want to give me some?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
rude.
And it gives it a little bit of sweetness, and also pulls out kind of the nutty flavors of it,
Yes.
and really complements the whiskey too. So you
And
don't
the
want to
nutty
forget
flavors in her too, because she's a nut job.
that. Aren't we all?
A little bit.
I mean, we're
best-
mixing drinks at
okay.
10 a.m.
The best people are. Hey, listen, you got to get out there early with
Yeah.
the other Irish celebrators.
Of course,
on this
of
holiday.
Once
course.
again, thank you for joining us. Happy
Cheers.
St.
Sláinte.
Patrick's Day.
Sláinte.
Can't
Sean
wait for
Patrick
that
Flynn.
book. Can't
And
wait.
you can pick up the latest copy of Food and Wine on newsstands now. And for more creative cocktails ideas, you can visit foodandwine.com and look for his book coming out
In about a year.
in about a year. We'll have you back then.
He still has
I'm
to
doing a
do
lot
a
of
couple
work,
drinks.
research.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.